Welcome. You're listening to Ask the Doulas, a podcast where we talk to experts from all over the country about topics related to pregnancy, birth, postpartum, and early parenting. Let's chat.
Hello. This is Kristen Revere with Ask the Doulas, and I am thrilled to chat with one of my heroes in the birth and baby space, Heidi Murkoff. She is the author of the What to Expect series of books, the creator of the What to Expect app, and founder of What to Expect project, which that project involves so many different subsets like special delivery and bump day that we're going to get into further, and even supporting dads. So I am thrilled to have you here, Heidi.
Oh, it's so great to be with you. And I have to say, all moms are my heroes, but doulas are definitely my heroes. So we can have a mutual hero appreciation society because I love me a doula.
Well, I appreciate how you've always been so supportive of doulas and the role that we play, not only in birth, but in that postnatal recovery time. I'm so passionate about day and overnight doulas after delivery. And of course, I'm on call for births right now. So I do love attending births, both in hospital and home, but something about caring for mother after going through a transformative.
I actually just came from a maternal mental health conference, and all I could talk about was how doulas actually lower your risk of PMADs, perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, among many other complications, and what an important role that you play. And I just wish that every mom could have a doula. So
I agree. And we're getting closer to that with Medicaid covering
you.
birth doulas in many states, including Michigan, and with the self-funded benefits covering birth and postpartum support like Carrot, Progeny, and Maven, and HSAs and FSAs. I think we're inching toward general insurance, at least covering birth doulas.
That would be really, really amazing. But I would also like to see active duty service members be able to take advantage of having a doula. And at the moment, under TRICARE Prime at military treatment facility hospitals, you can't get a doula.
It's more of a stipend for those who do offer it. And yes, it's not active duty. It's more spouses who are,
delivering off base. But I won't stop until everybody's got one. So we're on the same team, on the same mission.
I love it so much. And I have to say, like, even before I even considered having kids, I knew about your books. So my friend, I remember a friend from high school and going over to his house, and his wife, they were newly married. She was pre-conception stage, and your book was sitting in their living room on the coffee table. And I picked it up and looked through it. And ever since then, whatever house I go into, whether it's a doula client or a friend, everyone has not only your original What to Expect book, but your whole series.
Wow. I'm just happy to be on the journey with all of them and with you.
And it expanded so much. Could you even imagine from like the first concept to everything that What to Expect has become?
No. And that's not, I mean, I didn't expect it, so to speak, but also that's not why I did it. What happened was I got pregnant and there were no books. There was no thing as an internet back then. So I had thousands of questions, and I didn't feel empowered at that point to call my OB every 2 seconds. And so it was a different time. So I didn't have that support. My husband didn't have that support. We didn't have answers to our questions. So 2 hours before I went into labor with Emma, I actually delivered the proposal for the book that would become What to Expect When You're Expecting. So it was a busy day, you know.
But moms get things done. And Heidi, you obviously that all the way through.
And so then from there, it just became what was needed next. And that was What to Expect the first year. And ultimately, I went on to to eating well when you're expecting, but then went back to do the prequel because you were talking about your friends who were preconception. There's actually what to expect before you're expecting, which is all about getting pregnant beyond the obvious, all
Yes.
about fertility and how lifestyle and your health preconception can make such a tremendous impact, not only on your odds of getting pregnant in the first place because it impacts fertility, but also on your chances of having a pregnancy complication or actually having chronic disease later in life. All of this for you and your baby, and all of this is mapped out first. So the better care that we take care of women before they become pregnant, and men as well, the better the outcomes are going to be. And so preconception is also a huge, huge part of our mission now.
Well, I need to pick up that book. I actually just started a fertility doula certification
Which
program.
is so
So
important because it's so bewildering. And
it
there,
is.
yeah, no, I think that's incredible. That's so great. You got it covered.
Yeah, I feel like, it is that preconception and the planning and secondary infertility challenges that I'm sure you've covered. So I want to be able to support my clients by getting this additional certification, similar to what I did with bereavement and becoming a bereavement doula.
Also, so, so incredibly important. Thank you for doing that. I'm happy to send you a book though. So just let me.
Oh, well, thank you. So kind. So let's get into the app and what our listeners and doula clients can expect if they're not already using your What to Expect app.
So the app is, first of all, it's a community of 15 million moms. And why I feel that's important, a very supportive community. So you have moms in your birth month who you go through this process with. And what's kind of incredible is in everyday life, you would never encounter these people because you don't go to the same Starbucks or you don't work at the same place or you don't go to church in the same place, so that you would never come across them. Here are moms of every demographic living all over the country, all over the world, who know exactly what you're going through at the moment that you're going through. Yeah, but it's also, so I always say motherhood is the ultimate sisterhood because I feel it doesn't matter where you go in the world. I've gone to South Sudan and Bangladesh and literally all over the world. I have, there's the power of that emotional connection that all moms share. You don't have to speak the same language, but every mom and every dad wants the best for their baby. And their struggles might be different, their challenges are different, but it's so important that we keep that in mind. So that sisterhood is an incredible part of the What to Expect app. You get my weekly videos. You also get daily updates and reminders. What's really important postpartum during pregnancy is that you get a reminder to do your kick counts and a place to keep your kick counts. And then if you experience a pregnancy loss, that support is there too. There are groups for all kinds of moms, IVF moms who've gone through pregnancy loss, and military moms as well. We have 14,000 military moms in our community that
So
interact with
amazing.
each other. So I think it's that nobody gets a mom like another mom, that kind of thing. And so you will get all the information that you need, but also that real life support.
Yes. And again, that experience and going through it at the same time and asking if someone has a resource, even if they live in another state or country, we can all be so connected. And there's so many virtual resources like your own app and like your books that we can certainly refer other moms. And
I always say that also, I say a lot of things, but one thing is that pregnancy loves company because you don't want to feel like you're the only one who is experiencing these crazy, wacky symptoms. Like I feel like I just swallowed a penny. What is going on here? Or my baby's the only one who's crying all night long. Whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily make the problem or the symptom or the situation go away, but it helps for you to know that you're not alone. I think that's really
exactly.
key to that sisterhood.
And you have so many blogs. So for your community members who are searching for evidence-based information and sites beyond what the moms in the group are giving,
Oh,
then
yes.
you can search every topic in articles and blogs.
Exactly. Because it's important. We live in a world. When I got pregnant for the first time, there was practically no information unless you went to your doctor. There were no books, there was no website. Now we have too much information. Everybody's an influencer, everybody's an expert. And so you have too much information, but also conflicting information. I almost feel like you can't get too much information, but when it's not accurate, not medically sound, or when it conflicts with everything else you're hearing, then you do have a problem. So it's so important that the information that you can get on the app, on the books, whatever, is medically sound, medically reviewed. So you're not asking, "Oh, but is that right?" And of course, you should always check with your doctor or midwife, but it's good to have access to accurate information with reassurance and
Absolutely.
support at the same time. It's a fine line that I always have to walk. Like the advice has to come with a hug, but it also has to be accurate.
I agree. Absolutely. And it's not a scientific journal, but evidence-based, and you're able to bring back questions and conversations to your
Yeah.
provider with the prenatal appointments, which as a doula, we help with a lot of those questions and that preparation, but not everyone has access to a doula.
We're going to change that though.
We are definitely. As summer winds down, our house starts shifting into back to school mode. My son is getting ready for football season, so we've been checking off all the back to school essentials like cleats and new helmet and all of the athletic gear. But one thing that I don't want to overlook is the importance of his sleep, not only as an athlete, but as a student. Between early mornings, practices, homework, and everything else that comes with a new school year, having a comfortable place to recharge is so important. I decided to refresh my son's room with Cozy Earth bedding, including their bamboo sheet set and bamboo comforter. And I'm honestly impressed. Everything is made from viscose from bamboo, so it's incredibly soft and helps regulate temperature. Even during these warm summer nights, it stays cool and comfortable. And I know it'll be just as cozy when the weather starts cooling down. As a doula, I spend my days talking with families about the importance of sleep. We often think about sleep for babies, but quality rest matters for older kids and parents too. Creating a bedroom that feels calm and inviting is one simple way to support better sleep for the whole family, especially during a season that's full of new routines and busy schedules. And Cozy Earth stands behind everything they make. Their bedding comes with a 10-year warranty and a 100-night sleep trial. If it's not the best sleep of your life, you can send it back. Everything else is getting back on track. Your sleep should too. Head to cozyearth.com and use my code GoldCoast for an exclusive 20% off. That's code GoldCoast for an exclusive 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, mention that you heard about Cozy Earth right here on the Ask the Doulas podcast. So there's so much progress and so much work yet at the same time. And I know that you are very involved in advocacy and lobbying politically and in joining forces with a lot of different groups. So you have your certainly special delivery project, what to expect project, but I know that you've been doing some legislation into fathers and been involved in a lot of different advocacy.
Yeah, actually, I thought I coined it. Someone else said they did, but doesn't matter. Dadvocate for probably 3 decades, 4 decades, probably, because I feel like dads are often seen, sadly, as either second string parent or even part of the problem, not part of the solution. And they are a huge part of the solution, and they have a huge impact on maternal health. And they're talk about evidence-based. There are studies after studies after studies that show when fathers are engaged by providers, by the doctor, by the midwife, by the pediatrician, when they're engaged and talked to and listened to and heard, when they get the same information that the moms are getting, that risks of all kinds of complications. I'm talking about perinatal mood and anxiety disorders, preterm birth, stillbirth. These babies have higher birth weights. The breastfeeding is more likely to be successful. They have fewer ACEs, adverse childhood experiences later on in life. So many incredible benefits. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that men are biologically hardwired to be nurturers. It's we that step in the way, but dads produce estrogen and during pregnancy and a drop in testosterone. And that's nature's way of bringing out the nurturer in the male of the species. When they do skin to skin with their newborn baby, they release oxytocin. They release prolactin. It's not enough to make milk, although that would be useful if dads could also make milk, but
Yes.
it's enough so that you're not only forming attachments that are vital for the baby's health, but you're releasing oxytocin in a father. So he's becoming a nurturer. And P.S., his sons will be nurturers. And we break cycles that exist in our society, which have no place being there in the first place because Mother Nature intended this. So the Dads Matter Act, which is a bipartisan bill that's in the Senate and House right now, and which everybody can call and tell their representatives that they should support, it encourages mandates providers to be more conscious, to be trained in the importance of fathers in maternal and infant health. So that's one thing we're going to do a Military Dads Matter Act as well, because dads who in the military have very special challenges in being nurturers. First of all, there's cultural kinds of barriers because, it's not necessarily something you associate with being a soldier, which is ridiculous because
Right.
women are soldiers too. Women are nurturers and they're soldiers. But it's the deployments they face and trainings, sometimes during an entire pregnancy or during a baby's first year, really keeps them separated. So
Yes.
engaging them more, even during deployments, even during training, so that they can engage and be connected with their partner and with their baby is really, really important.
It's so important. And we offer military discounts at Gold Coast Doulas. And I personally do a lot of work and am passionate about supporting military families. So I have a client that I was her in-person doula for two of her births and virtual during the pandemic. But she would come back to Michigan to have her babies because her mom was there and her husband was either deployed, they traveled a lot wherever he was stationed. And at one point he was in school to further his career in the military. And he
Yeah.
ended up like trying to make it in time for the birth. And I remember doing video to try to keep him engaged. And it's so important, that special delivery project, the work that you're doing to advocate for military families, because the stress they face and being pregnant and potentially not having your partner there or knowing that you won't with deployment.
Right. And also, not having your family around because
Right.
it was terrible during COVID because families in Japan, they didn't meet the grandparents for 2-3 years. So that was an entire time when they were not able to leave Japan and come home or vice versa. But even so, it's being pregnant under the best of circumstances is challenging. Becoming a mom in the best of circumstances is challenging, but you take that mom away from her family and her friends and her network of support, and it's exponentially harder. So what we've been doing is these What to Expect baby showers, which we do directly with the Navy and with the Marine Corps, also starting to do with Air Force and Army and Space Force. We've done about 400 baby showers. I guess we've served about 40,000 moms and dads during that time,
Amazing.
which means because I have a 1 hug minimum, no maximum. So I would say millions of hugs served over the last 13 years. But it's what I love about doing this is not just that we get to celebrate them with gifts and food and like a baby shower they might not otherwise have, but because we bring them together. So a mom will come in, mom or dad, we sit them at tables of 10 and we play games that kind of force them to get to know each other. And, like
Nice.
the passy to the mom who has had the biggest baby or whatever. And through that, they come without a friend and they leave with friends. And that for a military community is so, I have dads who come stag because, their partners are working, or because, like, I had a dad in Korea, partner was back home. He came to the baby shower to represent the family. And so these dads get to know each other and they become each other's support system. That's the best part. And also we have wraparound services so moms and dads can pick up information about doulas or about WIC that they need. Because there's so much when you're always moving base to base, base to base, you don't know where to find services. You don't know where to find support and community. So it kind of does all of those things at once, which I think is kind of magical.
Yes, it honestly is. And you have Bump Day as
Yeah.
we're recording, just days away. But by the time this comes out, it will have passed. But that's July 15th
Mhm.
is Bump Day. So tell us more about that.
This is our 12th annual, I think. I kind of lose track sometimes, but every year, we realized there wasn't a day that solely spoke to celebrating healthy pregnancies and to raising awareness about how many moms in this country, never mind the world, go without the kind of care that they need, care that's respectful and responsive. They don't necessarily have a doula. They don't have perhaps providers who listen to them when they have urgent maternal warning signs that they speak out about, they're dismissed. And so every year we invite moms and dads to share their stories, also to post their bumps, their beautiful bumps. I pull out my dusty old Polaroids from, the 1980s. And it's like, but it's so nice just to have that sisterhood and support and time also to tell Congress and anybody who will listen that maternal health is the foundation of all health. When we don't have healthy moms, we don't have healthy babies. When we don't have healthy babies, we don't have healthy futures. So that's how important maternal health and maternal mental health are. And we have to make it a priority. There's no better money spent than on healthy moms and healthy babies. Priceless.
I agree. It is. And women are dismissed, especially, I know you've engaged a lot in supporting Black maternal health, and Black women are dying in childbirth at alarming rates and are not being heard postpartum or, of course, during pregnancy and delivery. And so your advocacy in the space is so needed, and things need to change.
As well as American Indian, Alaska Native moms who have become very much an asterisk in this conversation, but their risk of dying from preventable maternal health complications is just as high as Black moms. We're just not talking about it enough. And so they too have trouble accessing care. They too are not listened to, respected. And so we have to change that, but we have to change it for all moms in rural areas who don't have care within a 200-mile radius. That's ridiculous. So we do a lot of work across the board, I think.
Exactly. And a lot of rural hospitals no longer do deliveries or shutting down. And so that access, and not everyone is low risk to qualify for a home birth or can self-pay for one. And so, there are a lot of barriers to support, whether it's a doula, a provider, and not having to travel hours in order to get care. So the prenatal care is essential.
Yes. And also, between visits, even, you need to have ways of monitoring moms through telehealth and, provide them blood pressure monitors, all the things that they need so they know if they're having an urgent symptom that needs attention.
Yeah.
But I think building the workforce of doulas and building the workforce of midwives would make the biggest difference. We don't have enough midwives to deliver babies outside of hospitals, inside of hospitals, doesn't matter. We need more of them.
Agreed. Yes, whether it's certified nurse midwives in the hospital or certified professional at home.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree. And I know that you are involved in Centering for Pregnancy model and that care, which is very group based and monitoring your health and having that community of women. So, not only have you given and spoken at some centering
I have.
classes, but yeah,
I
that is
think
so
that's
impactful.
and it's such a great model for how care should be, because when you get this group situation where you feel safe asking questions because you're with other moms and dads, makes a huge difference. But it's interesting because I've seen these models, in rural villages in India, where moms
Yes.
come from villages all over, and they walk over to this biggest village and sit under the biggest tree and get their prenatal care together, where they become empowered. It's amazing. And if they can do it in rural India or in Bangladesh or in Africa, we can do it here.
I agree.
Hey, Alyssa here. I'm just popping in to tell you about our course called Becoming. Becoming a Mother is your guide to a confident pregnancy and birth, all in a convenient 6-week online program. From birth plans to sleep training and everything in between, you'll gain the confidence and skills you need for a smooth transition to motherhood. Live coaching calls with me and Kristen, tons of expert videos including chiropractic care, pelvic floor physical therapy, mental health experts, breastfeeding, and so much more. You'll also get a private Facebook community with other mothers going through this at the same time as you to offer support and encouragement when you need it most. If you'd like to learn more about the course, you can email us at info@goldcoastdoulas.com or check it out at thebecomingcourse.com. We would love to see you there. We also have a book called Supported, Your Guide to Birth and Baby, which makes a beautiful companion to this course. It's a great book for any expecting mother and is the perfect baby shower gift. You can find information on that book at supportedbook.com.
And I know you do it's not just US based, you do global advocacy work. And yeah,
Mhm.
you are in so many different countries and seeing how things are different, sometimes better, sometimes for the worse. Like
Yeah.
Europe certainly has more postnatal care than we do in the States, for
And they have
example.
more midwives. They have many more midwives.
Yes.
And yeah, they have better care. They have better outcomes in general and more support after birth by far.
Exactly. And then
Yeah.
certainly Malaysian culture and other traditional cultures where it's all about mothering the mother and helping with healing foods. And you're able to, yeah, see the differences and how we can make change and bring it back and advocate through all of your different programs, especially the What to Expect project.
Yeah, no. If you think about all the moms who need support out there, it's a little overwhelming. So I try to think of just one at a time. So, if I can just picture each mom and, know what she's going through. And maybe one mom helps another, helps another.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. And we do have a lot of doulas and birth and baby professionals who listen to Ask the Doulas
Yes.
podcast. So if they want to get involved with the special delivery project or bump day or get involved in advocacy, the What to Expect project, what do you advise that they do?
Well, first of all, I would love if they would advocate for more doulas in the military. I think that would be incredibly important. More doulas in rural areas, but hey, listen, they can come right to me anytime and support. We at What to Expect project.org is the organization, the nonprofit, but they can also message me on Instagram anytime. I never let a message go unanswered. I think we connected on
We
Instagram.
sure did because my friend Liz Hilton from
Oh, boy.
Swaddalini had
Oh.
worked with you, and she told me that you are so responsive and personally engaged and that I should reach out to you. So I did. And it wasn't
Yeah.
your assistant, it was you
No, I don't.
connecting with me.
The honest truth is I don't have any assistants, so this is all me. So anyone can message me anytime with any concern or wanting to help or whatever. And by the way, Swadolini, amazing. I
Yes.
love the Swadolinis, and Liz is so generous to give them to our military families, to donate Swadolinis for all the families during our showers. So she's incredible.
Yes, she is a gift, and she was actually a multiple time doula client of ours. So I know her professionally and also in a very personal way.
Well, the other mom entrepreneur who gives us product actually is the Sarah's Chiller. Have you ever, the milk chiller?
Oh, yes. Yes.
She's a military mom. She's actually married to an active duty service member, and she
Oh,
invented the Sarah's Chiller. Now she gives us some for all of our showers too, to raffle off as door prizes. So talk
full
about,
circle moment.
it's amazing. Mom it forward, I say, right?
Yes, absolutely. So, how can our listeners connect with all of your different platforms? I know you mentioned whattoexpect.com as one of the many ways, and you're on social media.
Yes, at Heidi Murkoff covers it all. And you can message me at Facebook, Instagram, and the What to Expect project is whattoexpect.project.org.
Okay.
But yeah, just connect with me anytime. That's what I'm there for. It's what I love to do.
Well, I appreciate you. I could talk to you forever, and you're
Well,
doing so much good in the world. And so, thank you. And I would love any final tips that you have for our listeners, Heidi.
yeah, stop and smell the babies.
Yes. Oh,
Get those snuggles in while you can. But thank you, Kristen, for all the work that you're doing, and to all the doulas out there who are supporting moms and dads. It means everything. It makes such a huge impact. So thank
I
you.
agree. And dads need that support, just as you said. And so I'm so excited to follow the progress of the bills and see what's next.
Well, thank you for your support.
Thank you. And we will have to talk again soon.
Yes, big hugs, everybody.
Hugs.
Thanks for listening to Ask the Doulas. For more information about Gold Coast Doulas, visit us on our website, goldcoastdoulas.com. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If you like this podcast, please subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Thank you. Remember, these moments are golden.